So in this short video, I'll just be talking about the 3.7 Phase 1 weapon banner, which will include the signature weapons for Yoimiya and Yaimiko. So that would actually be the Thundering Pulse and the Kagura's Verity. I don't own the Kagura's Verity, but we'll just talk about it briefly here. I've previously made videos about it, of course, so do check these out. But regardless, yeah, let's just get to it. So for the Thundering Pulse, is this a must-pull weapon? It depends. This is a very good weapon, of course, for Yoimiya, but it also works really well for Child. I actually previously had it on Child before I got the Polar Star when that debuted, way back when, like way last year. So I think that the Thundering Pulse is a really good weapon for both of those characters, especially if you play with either of them, or if you play with even just one of them, then that's still a good bow to have. It actually works okay on Yalan as well, just so we're clear. Yalan obviously has her Aqua Simulacra, but the Thundering Pulse also works for her. And similarly, it works pretty okay for other damage dealing DPS characters. Like you could put it on official, depending on if you're early game or not. You can also put it on a Tainari if you want to build him to be more damage focused. So yeah, like it's actually very versatile. So, but is it a must pull? I don't know that it's a must pull, but it's a good pull. It's a nice to have for sure. Now moving along, I don't actually own the Kagura's Verity, and I did videos about this way back when Yaimiko first debuted or before she launched, and even the community agreed that the widsith was probably her best 4-star weapon, and the Kagura's Verity was not very necessary. Now fast forward over a year plus later since Yaimiko launched, is it still a very good weapon? Of course Kagura's Verity is going to be great for her, but it actually is also very good for the Wanderer, and also surprisingly good for Nahida. Now, Nahida specifically for a DPS damage-focused build, not a support elemental mastery reaction build. So yeah, it would work really well for both of those characters as well if you wanted to go that way with them. So Kagura's Verity at least has some more versatility now, but back then when it first debuted, Yaimiko was the only one that could really make much use of it because it has a stacking mechanism and all that stuff. So realistically, it's not going to be the best for even Nahida or Wanderer or Scaramouche, but it will be better for them. Another person that can use it is actually Shikanoin Heizo. He's basically like a 4-star version of Wanderer, more or less, and yeah, he can definitely make quite good use of it as well. So those are your great options for like Kagura's Verity. Now, of course, just so we're clear, you could technically put it on a Klee. You can put it on a Ningguang. You could make any of these other like caster units, catalyst units, to be like DPS focused, of course, and of course I specifically said Klee and Ningguang because they clearly are the DPS caster characters, whereas majority of the other ones are support. I mean, Lisa can be a caster DPS, Yanfei for sure, so there's that option as well. Again, Heizo, and of course we said Wanderer as well. So there's many options that the Kagura's Verity can now fit in this third year of the game and in the Sumeru region. So there's that as well. But is it a must pull? And realistically, are either of the weapons must pulls? No, technically. I mean, like I said, I'm doing okay with the fact that I just gave my Yaimiko a widsith. Now, of course, I don't have any regrets giving my Yoimiya her Thundering Pulse. I think it's great for her. But like, if you have to pick one or the other, it really depends if you have more like bow characters that need it or more like catalyst users that need it. It's up to you, but I would say that both weapons are not must to have. You don't feel the FOMO. You don't have to. You're not missing anything. They have other options. Like even Yoimiya can do really well with the rust, and I had this on her for the longest time as well. So like you don't have to feel like you have to get them the 5-star weapon. But if you are in the if you are looking for a 5-star weapon to boost these characters, then yes, you can go for those. And just know that even if you don't have the character specific for the weapon, at least now in the third year of the game, those weapons are more versatile and can be given to other characters as well. So there's that as well. So is this weapon banner like a must-pull weapon banner? I wouldn't say it's a must-pull, but I would say that it's a pretty good pull if you're willing to go for it. Now, I want to quickly spend a few moments just to talk about the 4-star weapons. We actually already talked about one of them, the Rust. This is a really solid weapon. This works really well for a child and for Yoimiya. I had this on both of them for quite an extended period of time, and they were doing fine with it. So this is a great weapon from the banner. From the sword, let's just go to the catalyst. Let's go in order. So actually, on the catalyst side, it's exactly the widsith actually. So this time they actually made the weapon banner very good in the sense that the 4-star weapons also line up really well with the 5-star characters. So yes, the widsith is actually one of the featured weapons as a 4-star, and it's a great weapon. As you see in my own situation, I gave it to both yoimiya, I gave it to Yaimiko and Wanderer as well. So it's a great option, and this was also usable for Hazel and would be useful for Yanfei, Klee, etc. Will be fine with it too. Moving along, from the Claymore side, we do have the akuoumaru making a comeback. It is an Inazuma series exclusive gacha weapon, and this is a great weapon that's basically focused on a burst damage, and so I gave it to Chongyun, who is on the banner, and weapon banner as well. Coincidence, right? But this is a great weapon, and it works really well. Many streamers previously said that if you get this to R5, and of course maxed out, then this is equivalent to like an R1 5-star weapon, which I agree. And in some cases, depending on the situation and their testing, they said that it's equivalent to like an R2 5-star weapon. It can be better than an R1 in some cases. So I mean, that's great, right? Now keeping in mind it is only for the burst though, so it doesn't do much for the normal and charged attack, nor does it do much for the skill. So keep that in mind as well. So it's more for a burst focused character. So Chongyun is a great suggestion here. I've seen people put it on Beidou. Some people, of course, have put it on 5-star characters too, like Diluc, Eula, etc. But yeah, it's a great weapon, and it is limited series, so it is coming back. Okay, from the spear side, we have the Dragon's Bane, which always comes back. Let's be real here, it's not going away. This is a good weapon for Hu Tao and for Xiangling. Enough said. Basically, those are the two characters that would make the best use of this. So yeah, I mean, you could, in a fringe build, give it to Candace because she's a Hydro polearm user, but overall it's really just for Xiangling and for Hu Tao for the early builds until you can get them better weapons, and they have better weapons already. Like my Xiangling's using the catch, which is free from the fishing in Inazuma, and of course the Staff of Homa is like the best for polearms, period, for most characters. And last but not least, we are going to the sword section. From the swords, we have the flute, which is a pretty basic weapon from the very beginning of the game. I would not recommend going for this weapon banner for this weapon, but if you get it, it could be a good placeholder. But I would not recommend, really going for this or even keeping this. I just kept it because I had it from the very beginning and I gave it to my Chi-Chi, as you can see. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the weapon banner. So let me know what you guys think, if you're planning to poll for any of them in the 3.7 phase 1 tomorrow, or if you're planning to skip these weapons altogether. I guess I would say that this weapon banner is actually kind of mid. It's not like it's not like top tier weapon banner, but it's not like the bottom like garbage one either. It has some good options on there, and the 5-star weapons are pretty okay now. They weren't as good if it was back when Inazuma first launched, but now they are better with more options available to them for the characters that can use them at least. So it's up to you if you want to go for them. I'm happy with the Thundering Pulse, but again, it's not required, and I definitely don't think that the Kagura's Verity is like a required weapon either. So let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much.